Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. Fate Reforged spoilers started yesterday and we've already seen all the returning mechanics, along with our first legendary dragon of the set and a bunch of other amazing stuff. Will today bring just as much excitement? Yes, it will, obviously. Jeez. We'll start off with the white intro pack rare Dragon Scale General, 4 mana for a 2/3 human warrior. At the beginning of your end step, bolster X, where X is the number of tapped creatures you control. Yeah, Bolster really likes Outlast, especially the specific Bolster ability. Talk about giving incentive to outlast your creatures. They get even more value in Limited. Remember, this set drafts with cons, so you'll have access to plenty of Outlast cards. Even without that, this is a free ability that pumps your creatures. Granted, you don't really get access to that power until next turn, as long as you untap again, super value. This next card is crazy. Soulfire Grandmaster is 1 colorless and 1 white for a 2/2 human monk with lifelink. Instant and sorcery spells you control have lifelink. You can also pay 2 colorless and hybrid blue and red mana to activate its ridiculous last ability. The next time you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand this turn, put that card into your hand instead of into your graveyard as it resolves. First thing, she isn't legendary. That's weird. Second, her spells gain lifelink. What? Okay, let's talk about a few interactions. In Commander, Blasphemous Act in a 4-player game. You do the math. In Standard, especially in Jeskai tokens, Convoke Stoke the Flames, gain some life, pay the mana to bring it back, do it all over again. This card has potential to see constructed play. Those 2 interactions were just ones I thought of off the top of my head. What do you think's going to happen when players are given more time? This is a good card, watch out for this. Seriously though, potentially hundreds of damage with Blasphemous Act and Commander. Hundreds of damage, hundreds of life, insane. Man, this card is so peculiar. Fate Reforged is weird. Jeskai Infiltrator is 2 colorless and 1 blue for a 2/3 human monk. It can't be blocked as long as you control no other creatures. When it deals combat damage to a player, exile the Infiltrator and the top card of your library in a face-down pile. Shuffle the pile, then manifest those cards. What is even happening with this mechanic? I just don't even. What? Okay, so you attack, deal damage to a player, turn this face down and exile it with the top card of your library, shuffle them together so your opponent doesn't know which is which, then play them as 2/2s face down. I thought rereading it might make it easier to understand, but yeah, that didn't happen. The card is great for flavor. The Infiltrator must be alone, blah, 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 but this card is just super weird. I don't know if it'll be good or terrible. No idea. Not a clue. Fate Reforged is on something. I don't know. Just moving on. Next up is a very cool limited card, at least in my eyes, and the blue intro pack rare. Sagei Avengers is 4 colorless and 2 blue for a 4/5 Jin monk with prowess. Whenever it attacks, you may return target creature to its owner's hand if its power is less than the Avengers' power. A lot of people are going to hate on this card, but they really shouldn't. As far as limited play is concerned, this is a certified bomb. Granted, it won't be as explosive as some cards, but getting to bounce something every turn creates so much board presence. Plus, 4 power is a lot on its own. While there are obviously creatures with more power, the vast majority of creatures have less than 4 power. The last thing I'll say about this card is that it works amazingly well with Manifest. It doesn't say you have to send your opponent's creatures to their hand, just any creature. Did you turn an awesome spell you had into a 2/2? Get it back with the Avengers. Just saying, it's a pretty cool interaction if you ask me. Oh geez, I'm not sure I'm ready to talk about this card. The arguments that will ensue around its playability are going to be unreal. Well, here goes. Temporal Trespass is 8 colorless and 3 blue for a sorcery with Delve. Take an extra turn after this one, exile Temporal Trespass. Okay. Let's do this. Temporal Trespass is the latest in the oh my goodness I have Delve, so now I'm going to do unfair things cycle. The biggest issue about this card's playability isn't the cost, it's the competition. With Treasure Cruise locking up Eternal staple status and Dig Through Time in Standard, where can it fit? That's the biggest issue I see. Don't get me wrong, we've seen that Delve cards find a way to get cast, and this one is certainly powerful, but where does it fit where it won't be a win more card, you know? If there was a place for it, I would have to be in an aggressive deck. Control decks aren't really looking for this kind of card, especially early to mid-game. They just want a 1-for-1. Aggro decks, though, Blue-White Heroic may take a stab at it, but honestly, their deck list is so solid right now, I wouldn't even risk it. Plus, a lot of their cards are permanent, so their ability to delve will be limited. Trespass, you're a good card, I just don't know exactly where you fit right now. Well, other than being a staple in Commander, that's just common sense. Archfiend of Depravity is 3 colorless and 2 black for a 5/4 flying demon. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, that player chooses up to 2 creatures they control, then sacrifices the rest. This guy is such a jerk. For being an intro pack rare, he comes with a lot of attitude. Even his flavor text is sassy. Why would I kill you all? Who then would be left to worship me? Is this real life right now? The Archfiend is obviously a limited bomb, and because he's a demon, he could easily find a place in Commander. That ability is certainly relevant pretty much everywhere. Shieldred, Kalia, name it. Love this card. Everyone's going to be so mad. Flame Rush Rider is the red intro pack rare. 5 mana for a 3/3 human warrior. Whenever it attacks, put a token onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that's a copy of another target attacking creature. Exile the token at the end of combat. It also has dash for 2 colorless and 2 red. This card is stupid. Pair it with the raid mechanic from Cons and you're looking at the easiest triggers you've ever seen. Even just copying a Wingmate Rock suddenly gives you a flying army. To dial back a bit, it will be difficult to find a place for this in a lot of existing strategies for 2 reasons. 1. 3/3s don't survive combat very often anymore, especially during mid-game. 2. This is dangerously close to being an overkill card. If you can take advantage of this trigger, you might already be ahead enough that you don't need it. Regardless of that, I think the synergy with Raid is enough to at least test with it. Shamanic Revelation is the newest green card trying really hard to do blue things, and I'm totally okay with that. It's 3 colorless and 2 green for a sorcery with Ferocious. Draw a card for each creature you control. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you gain 4 life for each creature you control. Wow, this card is hilarious, also really good. Drawing a mass amount of cards in green is something green players love, so no problems there. Gaining the life is just gravy. The first thing that I thought when I saw this card was Commander. Any green deck that masses creatures is just going to freak out whenever they draw this. Refill your hand, gain some life, do a happy dance on the table, get banned from your local card shop, you know, the usual. Right, anyways, I'm not sure where this is going to land as far as constructed playability is concerned. I like it a lot. I want to see it in some kind of Obzad mid-range shell. It's trying to survive an aggro deck. Of course, if that was the thing, usually Sorin or Siege Rhino have that whole life gain thing under control, and Obzan Charm is great at drawing cards. Again, I'd love to see this hit standard play. It'll make more players have to run sweepers, and I like that a lot. The last intro pack rare is Temporal War Shaman. 4 colorless and 2 green for a 4/5 human shaman. When it enters the battlefield, manifest the top card of your library. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, if it's a creature, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. This is something I can get behind. Getting free fight triggers is great. Pseudo removal, even something this conditional, will still be good and limited, especially if you're playing a deck with some beefy creatures, which you should be doing if you're playing the War Shaman. It's a pretty straightforward card considering it's a manifest card, but cool nonetheless. Fate Reforged is just out of its own mind, honestly. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Yesterday I said that I thought this set would be pure chaos. Yeah, I wasn't wrong. This is insane. Can't wait for the pre-release when all local game stores catch fire from the madness. Let me know which of today's spoilers interest you the most. We had a lot to choose from. I like the intro cycle. It's more interactive than normal. I like that. Anyways, subscribe below for the latest and most reliable Fate Reforged spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus, I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.